Here with Corey and Natalie. We are so excited to be hanging out with you guys today. We just want to really talk with you guys about what's going on with us and what's going on with our teams and just the amazing amount of momentum and excitement that we've got going on right now. So to start us off, it's Natalie.
Hey everyone, welcome to Three Moms Making Money Online. We're super excited about this. Our whole goal for this hangout today is to invite as many moms and people, doesn't have to be a mom, but people in general that would love to find out about these three moms, how we're all making money online, and how the last 30 days have really changed for us. Some of the tips, what we're doing, and different things like that. And we really just wanted to tell our story too, briefly. I'll go ahead and start. Dawn and I have been online for a few years, not really knowing how to market online. In 2009, we started with another direct sales company, and we were hoping that we could market it online. So we went to the meetings and learned about the products, and we're like, okay, so how do we put this on Facebook and stuff? And they're like, we don't really have that availability, and we'd rather you, make phone calls and list your 30 closest friends and family members and go to the vitamin aisle of these, department stores and talk to people face to face and do home parties and things like that. And that was not what Dawn and I wanted to do. We had a vision for doing things online, and we just didn't know how. So it got really frustrating with that particular company, even though the products were awesome. We didn't know what to do next. And that led me down the path of searching online for people that could teach us how to do what we wanted to do. So, we were looking at, Googling, how to make money online, how to sell things online, and then you have a whole slew of people telling you all different things, and you don't even know where to begin. So I decided after that frustration that I should just go to school. I already had my associate's degree, and I wanted to go ahead and get my bachelor's degree. I decided internet marketing was where it was at, and I started a 2.5-year journey learning how to use the internet to market online. And what I didn't really realize was I was getting groomed for the workforce, for corporate America. I learned a lot of great things. I'm really proud of my education. I graduated at the top of my class, but at the same time, a week later after my graduation ceremony, I found myself Googling how to make a bunch of money online. And so I didn't want to go work for other people. I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to, Dawn and I, to be able to enjoy a freedom lifestyle, be there for our kids for all their events and things, and after school, and take them to school and be home with them when they're sick, and do all the things that we like to do when we're moms, to be there for our families. So it was really important to me that we make this happen, and I began searching, for people, mentors that were doing this already and being successful at it. And so, during the time, we didn't have very much money. We were making ends meet with our little local business. And it's a good little business, but it still was like stretching every month to pay the bills. Some months bills would go unpaid. We'd have to list in priority which was the most important for that week. Many times we had a change jar. I think everyone can relate to this, where we didn't have enough for the groceries that night. We were waiting to get paid from clients, and it's not like you have a payday when you work for yourself. So we would be counting the quarters and going to the big machine at the grocery store so that we could, get the staple items that we needed for the kids for groceries. And that was, humbling when you're our age and you have college degrees and you have to carry a big bag of quarters to the grocery store. So we were very motivated to make a difference and make a change. And when we found the community that we're involved in now, we had been involved in learning things online, learning how to market online, and following people, and we followed Chris, and we loved what he was doing. We loved the community he was beginning, the vision that he had for regular people like us to be able to make a significant income online. really spoke with us. And so, that's how we came here, and it's been, our lives have not been the same ever since. And so we're really, really thrilled to be here, and we're really thrilled to be in a community where moms can help each other and support each other, and dads and, grandmas and teenagers, and we're all working together in one community and to build online business. And it's just, it's refreshing, it's awesome to wake up in the morning and know that my purpose, outside of being a mom, is to help as many people as I can do what I'm doing. If I can do this, they can do it. And I want to help as many people as I can learn how to do this. It's not rocket science. You don't need a college degree or even a high school degree to be able to do what we're doing online. Just talking and telling stories. So that was my story in a nutshell. I want to pass it along, and I'm looking forward to this hangout today where we can just chat in a casual environment about what's going on.
Cool. That's an awesome story, Natalie. You are just awesome.
Thank you.
So I'm next. And so just real quick, so I'm nervous. Woo! Now that elephant is out there. See, you don't have to be good at this stuff. You don't have to be like a professional or mesmerizing. You can just be yourself, and you can be nervous, and that's okay. So my story. Well, I was talking to my husband last night. So we have been online actually looking for a way to make money, and not just like regular money. Like we wanted residual monthly income that paid the bills, whether we worked, whether we didn't. That's what we were looking for. We've been looking for it for over 10 years. And we have invested in all kinds of things, paid for all kinds of things. It just, money down the drain, We've done education, which has not been. That's been great. The things we've learned, the people we've met, amazing, would never give it up. But 10 years of kind of failing, it just started to feel like it was never going to change. And you have these ideas when you're younger, like, I'm gonna be able to travel, and I'm gonna be able to do this, and just like Natalie said, I remember searching together all our change, and this was before there was even really change machines around, and you paid with change, and that is really awful feeling. So I totally related to that. But we've owned our own business for a long time. We've spent a lot of time together. That was something that was always very important to us. When we had our son, we really wanted him to have both of us here, to have me and Matt, not just his mom, and to spend a lot of time together, because it's like you never get that time back. When they're little, that's it. They don't go backwards. And I just really wanted to make sure we were there for him as much as possible, and we have been. But slowly, financially, like we just kept getting further and further in the hole, and then it was harder. We were physically here, but it takes such a mental toll on your marriage and on your family, not having money, living on credit cards, and racking up credit cards debts that are like, it would take a regular person more than a year of their full-time income to pay off. So, because that's how we ended up. But we were buying groceries. It's not like we were out there living it up. We were buying food, milk, and the stress of it was overwhelming and very, very scary. Matt and I were talking. We were sitting on the stairs, and he was struggling. I think for me it was more important that Maseo was happy, but the stress was getting overwhelming. But for men, I think they want to provide, so he was really having trouble, and I was sitting there talking to him about, well, let's just decide that we're not going to go back, that we're going to be successful no matter what, and we are going to do it while we're still both here available for Maseo. And as I was talking, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm telling him to do this, but I haven't made that decision. So sitting there on the stairs, it was very powerful. I was like, oh, I can make that decision for me. Oh. So I made the decision that very night that we were not going backwards. We were going to be successful no matter what, and we were going to be able to have the time to spend with Maseo and to provide him just the best life we can. You know, that's what all parents want for their kids, and it was a revelation, and it is what kicked off this whole transformation for us. So it's funny because, you know, then the teachers started to show up, and the things I obviously needed to hear, or maybe I hadn't been paying attention to before, all of a sudden, boom, there I was. I was like, yeah. Then Chris Stardy, he was not like our sponsor, but our sponsor and some stuff, and he sent out this thing. It was like, hey, I'm fill out this application, you know, if you want to be part of it, right? And so I'm like, what the heck, I'll fill it out. Because, you know, the coaching is find a mentor and do what they say. You know, this was the closest thing to me that I, you know, as far as a really successful mentor. So I was like, okay. So I just did it. And then I got this email that, hey, there's a hangout, and I think it was like in an hour. And I was like, okay. Got on it, did it. I mean, you know, I just what he said. I followed the instructions he gave. That was it. And it was like the first milestone was actually making back the money that we had paid. It was like, oh my gosh, that's never happened. That's the first time. And it felt so good. And then it was like, and then we started to actually make money. It was like, holy crap, I can't even believe this is happening. It was like, oh, all that training that says, you know, believe it, and, you know, set your intentions and all this stuff. I was like, we kept doing that, and I was like, yeah, so when is this going to happen? And then all of a sudden it was like, it happened. And we replaced our income. And the absolute feeling of paying your bills without trying to juggle them, you know, like, okay, well, I can pay my cell phone bill with my credit card, and I can pay my insurance with my credit card just this one month. And then, whoa, this month I just went through and like bill pay, right from a bank account. And maybe some people aren't excited about paying their bills with their actual bank account, but I am. This girl is. So just the shift and the amazing things that have happened, and it's really been because of Neo, and especially because of Wake Up Now, because Neo, they go and they choose these businesses that will make us the most money, make us as the team the most money. And it has just been the biggest blessing, because here in Wake Up Now, say, 12 people, you are making $600 a month. 12 people, right? Even in 100% commission deals, which I have been in, Matt was like, oh, well, 12 people, and we added it up, and it was like $285 a month. I was like, see? You know, it's just such a, like, that somebody's out there who's really successful, and they're committed to our success, like I'm committed to my success. And that's the same thing I'm doing now. I'm committed to your success, like you're committed to your success. We want to pay it forward. We want a whole bunch of moms on this panel, or dudes, dads, whatever. You're like, yeah, we're totally making money, you know, because it's not the money. It's the feeling, and it's the things you can do. It shifts your whole experience, you know, because you can never get back the time. No matter how much you make, you can never buy back the time. So you know, I'm just so blessed and so grateful. And these women here, amazing. So thank you guys for coming, and I'm going to turn it over to Corey.
Hi, guys. I love your stories. Oh, my goodness. And the funny thing is like I relate to you, and I relate to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, my journey was a little bit different. I was going down a really bad path. My grandfather had passed away, and I decided that life was too short, and I was just going to start doing whatever I wanted to do with basically no regard to anyone else, you know, and almost lost my marriage and my son over that, and I had gotten to a point to where something had to change, you know, and I realized that something was me. And I started going back to church. And I found a great group of people at my church. And, you know, the first day I walked in there, I sat in the back, bawling my eyes out, listening to the music and the stories and how much I'm loved and how much I'm worth more than I have led myself to believe. And I kept hearing in the back of my head, you're meant to be more. You're meant to be more. You're meant to do more. And sadly, crazily, or, you know, through some circumstance, their message over the next couple of weeks was about giving and all of the projects that they were involved in. And I had been in such a selfish mode for so long that, you know, hearing that other people were out there caring about others the way that I had been wanting to for so long but just didn't really know how, it spoke to me in a big way, and I knew really quickly that I had to find something that I could do to earn more money. You know, the Bible teaches you to tithe, and, you know, and my joke internally to myself has always been, you know, what I have to tithe is not even going to flip on the light switch. You know, I've got to go, I have to do something, and I have to do it big, whatever it is, you know, and that's part of my personality too. You know, I'm kind of like loud and obnoxious sometimes, but, you know, I have kids. I think I'm loud. But, I mean, I'm sure you guys can relate to, you know, your dreams. You have these dreams and these things, and you know, I've taken on other people's dreams a little bit. You know, the church is doing clean water wells for people and building schools in countries and doing a lot of stuff here in our own country, and but they need more funds. So I came home, and like the ladies on the panel, how do I make money online? How do I do it? And I was blessed with a little bit of success the first time around. I got into this little company, and I started posting stuff on Facebook. Like, I mean, they had like the whole thing laid out. This is what you do, and this is how you talk to people. So I did exactly what they said with no preconceived notions of what I was actually doing. And I made $200 my first week online. And I was like, holy moly. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And I dropped that to go find something bigger. I wanted more. I didn't want little $10, $20 commissions off of something. I looked for something bigger. So then found 100% commission type things and realized very quickly that that wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. And I think it's because of my own stinking thinking. You know, they talk about stinking thinking. I had lots of stinking thinking. I wasn't there yet. And so I've spent the last year literally working on myself. Motivational stuff, some Tony Robbins, a little bit of Jim Rohn, a little bit of the Bible, well, a lot of the Bible, a little bit of just listening to lots of good, and it's changed my life entirely. I met up with, well, I didn't meet Chris Daugherty, but I saw Chris Daugherty at an event and thought that was the weirdest dude ever. I was nudging my sponsor going, who is that guy with the head cam on his head? He walking around with an I'm Awesome t-shirt. I'm like, seriously, you know? And she was like, oh, just wait, you know. 15 minutes later, he was up on stage telling his story at this huge event. And I can tell you from that minute I saw him step on that stage and tell his story, I was like, that's who I'm following. He's got it all down. He knows how all of this works, and he's able to teach it to others. So anytime Chris has said to me in an email or whatever, let's go do this, I was there. And every single thing that he has asked me to do, I've made money in. And this opportunity with the Neo Network, you guys cannot pass it up. You can't pass it up. Wake Up Now is amazing. You want to talk about some savings? I've printed out $78 worth of grocery coupons. Yes, I still coupon. You know, have to save money to go do other things I want to do. But they've got travel. They've got, you know, business tax information. Oh, my goodness. You would not believe that. they have a budgeting calculator back there which sends you a little notification if you're over budget on something, and I need that so bad because I'm so ADD. I just like, you know, I don't know. Before, when everything was just done on my little debit card, and I only had my house cleaning money and my husband's income. He works at the prison. I'm trying to actually get him out of that because he likes to write, so I want him home writing. I knew exactly how much I had, and I knew what groceries I could purchase and which ones I couldn't. You know, many weeks of rice and
Right,
vegetables,
rice and beans.
or yep, whatever was on sale, and you know, I mean, there's been times when we've bought packaged meats and they had the little yellow sticker, the little clearance sticker, and I got it home and they were actually bad, and it just felt like I was throwing money away because I was like, this can't keep going on. And to fast forward just a little bit, last year my son was, he's always been deemed different in school, and I found out last year that he basically has a higher IQ than the people that are teaching him, and it's a blessing, right? Because God made him that way for a reason. And I knew right away that he was going to have to be homeschooled. The psychologists and, you know, everyone that worked with him over the past year said he needs self-guided learning, and you need to just be there as a support person because he doesn't need you to teach him anything.
Wow.
You just get him what he needs, what he wants to learn, and let him go. So I knew then, I was like, well, I clean houses for a living, and, you know, when you have a son who's labeled ADD and gifted, it's very hard to clean a house because as soon as the bed's made, he's in it. As soon as the windows are done, he's touching them, and I was like, I need to be home. I just need to be home. But, you know, he's doing better being home. Behaviorally, he's doing better. His grades are through the roof. And, you know, I told my husband a year ago that my goal was for us to be making a certain amount of money every month. And September 21st was 365 days after that, and we were actually paid on the 16th. So
Yes.
my goal that I told my husband, I'm like, you're not going to really have dinner, and the house is not going to be clean. You'll probably be doing your own laundry. Nothing's going to get done because I'm going to spend the next year learning how to do this. And if the NEO Network had been around back then, it wouldn't have taken a year of anything other than me, you know, educating myself a little bit, you know.
Because how long did it take, Corey?
It took less than a year from the time that I had set the intention that I was going to have a certain income, which was in the 5K range. It took less than a year, and it took, with the NEO Network, I know my income got boosted from, I believe I was at the $1,000 level, and I was boosted within 14 days to the $5,000 level.
Wow.
2 weeks.
That's so awesome.
I absolutely love you guys. I love this whole team. I can't be happier. My family couldn't be happier. My husband is absolutely on board, and he didn't used to be. But I kept at it, and I proved to him that I am worthy of every amount of time that I spend with my team. They are worthy of it. He's worthy of it. My son is worthy of it. My daughter, my mom, everyone is worthy of the time that I've put into this, and that Chris has put into this, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, my goodness. You guys really need to take a look at this and click whatever button you can, get back with whoever has even discussed any of this with you, because it's real. It's real. It's happening. No matter how much I have to smack myself in the head sometimes and say, did that just happen? It did. It did, and it can happen for you too.
That is so awesome. Well, you reminded me, Corey, that I left off like the big finale of my story, which was, you know, it reminded me in December of 2012, after I Googled how to make a bunch of money online, and we were looking into different things, and we got involved, you know, with training and things like that, we did set an intention. Our goal, was to make $5,000 a month, and we would be able to pay our bills. Some people, kind of laughed because they would have bigger goals right away. I want to make $20,000 a month. I was just like, I just want to not worry about paying the bills every month. And, soon after that, I was like, well, vacation would be cool, and, maybe like going out to dinner with the kids once in a while might be fun.
Kids, it's not easy to
go out you don't go out to dinner.
That's like a paycheck.
Yeah. So, our intention was to make $5,000 a month, and for 9 months we really worked hard, and we learned a lot, and we made a little bit of money, a few $100s a month residual, which is really nice. I mean, that paid for one of our bills, the cell phone bill, which you got to have a cell phone, especially in this day and age when you have 6 kids and you want to. You're running a business, and it's not like a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. So, anyways, that was really awesome. But with the community that we have and being involved, and taking action when it was presented before me, within that 30 days, we reached the $5,000 goal, and we were blown away. It was, how is this even possible? That this has happened. And, I think we still look at each other and we're like, is this really real? And we pinch each other, and, it's awesome to share with our kids, our older kids that are adults. We get them involved, and we're working on helping them change their lives, and showing them by example. You don't have to sacrifice your whole life and your family to go work for somebody else from 9 to 5 or whatever your work hours are. A lot of people work more than that, 12-hour days and stuff. Yeah. And we've done that, and Don's done a lot more of that. He spent a lot more time in corporate America than I did. And, you don't have to do that to make a living. When you think about $5,000 a month, that's a $60,000, annual income.
Yeah.
That was created for each of us on the panel in 30 days' time. I remember the first month, and we were at the $500 or $600 level, and I got that little card, and the money was on the card. It's a Visa, debit card, and it was perfect timing to go school clothes shopping. And up until that point, I was like, well, I might be able to go, get them the necessities, but we're not going to be able to go, get new shoes.
That was right before. That was like the weekend before school started or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're talking this year. Yeah.
It was
just
like
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then, and trying to go homeschool shop, or even for me, homeschool shopping.
Yeah, you still need stuff.
Yeah, I still need stuff, and we were I was begging, looking all over, for Crayola coupons and coupons for scissors, and all this stuff, because I was like, even for kids to go to school these days, and with you as 6, my word, it's like $100 or $200 just for supplies.
Yeah,
not
supplies.
Even the clothes, the Kleenex and the hand sanitizer and the paper towels and just the random Ziploc bags. They ask for everything now, and yeah, for that to come in, it was just like perfect timing. I cried when I heard that you got that right then, because that was another reason, that I felt that homeschooling was probably a good choice for me, because we have a lot of iron in our water, and we can't buy white clothes. There's nothing in the world that will get our clothes back to white, and some of the school shirts that the kids are supposed to wear are white, and Mitchell's been reprimanded because his clothes were too dingy. And I spent all of last year, every 2 weeks, buying new clothes for him.
Wow.
Buying new shirts, buying new jeans, and I've taken him to my mom's house to watch. The ladies' houses that I clean for, they're like, just bring his clothes over here, But who wants to do that?
Yeah.
And I was like, how embarrassing is that? I'm sorry, my water's dirty. Can I use your electricity and your water? It's a situation that I've allowed to continue to happen, but we're actively working on resolving that issue. We are actively working on that. But yeah, that was another thing. I just, I couldn't even afford the school uniform stuff.
Yeah.
Not another year. Not another year of that.
Well, and to be fair, I only have 4 that are going to school, but the
Still
other ones. Well, my daughter's in college, but the point is, this whole thing that we're doing isn't about like being money hungry women. We're like, our purposes and our intentions were like, we want to contribute to our family in a way that we can be together, that we can have family time, that we can, build a future, and not just think about like paying the bills that month, but actually plan a little bit ahead, start using our money wisely, start investing and planning for kids, with 3 boys and 3 girls, there's 3 weddings for sure. The parents are supposed to pay for of the bride, and college expenses and all of that stuff. So it's not like everyone needs money and we all are here for the money, but it's what we're doing with the money and what our plans are for the money, that is why it motivates us. Money is not motivating us, but the actual actions that we can take, and the people that we can help, including our own family, and then beyond that, our friends and their community. All of us I know are involved, in that respect, and all the people that we're meeting have the same. It's so cool because we're all brought together. They all have the same vision, of being able to have the freedoms that we're having and we're experiencing now. And when you're in an opportunity where, people in your quote downline are making the same amount of money that you're making in the same amount of time, I mean, that's insane. And when you're in an opportunity where you have 20% of your team in 6 weeks is in the green, when the average is 2%, the real people that are making money in any opportunity, and you have a 20% increase in 6 weeks and climbing every day, that is something that you just want to tell everyone about. You can do this. This is, and we want to help you.
Right.
And I know that, brings us into, we wanted to get in some of the nitty-gritty here stuff, and talk about, what, how did we even come to do this, and we touched on it a little bit, but when something's presented to you, you're in the position to either act on it or not act on it. And I know for me, when we heard about, the opportunity that we're in right now, and I was told about it, like, the money was not there to go join that opportunity. And it was in the morning, and I looked at Don, and he looked at me, and we had just paid for a bunch of other stuff. And with, having kids, you all know, there's always an expense that's happening. And the money was just not there to go pay to get into a new opportunity. And I could have easily said, well, I'll just have to wait for the next one because I don't have that $100 right now. But like Corey says, when a successful person that's made a lot of money online, like Chris and Jessica, they know the opportunities out there, and they're picking, opportunities that are beneficial for people. Then you decide, to take action. And I remember saying, I'm going to make this happen today. We are joining this opportunity today. And we set the intention, we made the decision to make it happen. And we did. By 5 o'clock that evening, we were joining that opportunity. And we, got the money. We didn't even go borrow it. We earned it. And we made it happen. And we joined the opportunity, and we took action. And, there's tons of ways you can position yourself for success. And, the first one is taking action when you're presented the opportunity. Don't wait. This is just gaining momentum. So you're really coming in a position, if you join, where you're going to be, in a position to be taking advantage of that position, if that makes any sense. Totally, yeah. Disclaimer, just because Sherry, Corey, and I, earned $5,000 in this one opportunity in 30 days doesn't mean you're going to. But again, 20% of our team is earning money in that 6 week time that we've been in this opportunity, and those statistics are climbing. So, also positioning your mindset. You can. That's important. Your success is going to be dependent on your mindset. If you think you cannot do this, then you will not do this.
Exactly.
You have to determine and position your brain and your mind to be successful. And that includes listening to, daily audio, positive things that you can put into your mind, reading good books. Dawn and I fell in love with reading again. And we're reading awesome books that, people before us, follow people like Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar and I can't even think of everyone. You guys can throw them all out too. The guy that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read those books.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah,
Robert Kiyosaki.
these people, tons of authors, that I can't even go. I'm just scratching the surface now. It's new to me. Of course, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read them to the point that you have memorized them. Do what they say. They're not kidding around when they say to do these things. It's because it's worked. And it's happened. The reason, the difference.
And time again.
Yeah, the difference between those that are making it and those that aren't is because you're taking action and you're following your mentors. And even if those mentors are people that wrote books and they're dead now, their truths are still the same. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind blew my mind. I mean, I'm still I got to read that again.
I got to order that book. I want that book so bad now.
It's so wow. This is really happening, and when you position your mind to receive success and to take the action needed to obtain the success, it will happen. So positioning yourself to take action when the action is presented before you, and positioning your mind to be able to determine that you're going to make this happen. We are strong. Everyone on this panel is a strong, independent, motivated woman. Guys out there, they're making it happen left and right. So we're not trying to exclude guys. We just happen to be, 3 of the women that made the $5,000 in 30 days, and we were like, we want to help women, especially in moms that are out there looking for, they're at home, they're homeschooling, or their kids are gone to school for the day, and they're wishing, maybe times are tough for them, and they're wanting to figure out how to make some more money. And in your heart that going down to the grocery store and getting a cashiering job is going to just pull you away from your family more, and it's not going to really contribute that much. We're committed to doing this online, and yes, it's work. All of us will testify we're working, but we're working from home. We're working for our families, and we have the freedom to leave whenever we want to go do whatever we want. Get in the car and go meet our kid for lunch, or take the day off and go enjoy, the beach, or whatever we're doing, And for the first time, for us, next month we're planning a family getaway, and it's on a weekend. It's like a 3-day weekend. We're going to do it, and we haven't for years, literally years. We haven't planned any type of family vacation because of finances, and so, you can position yourself to have the success we're having. You can get on board with us. Tons of people, whoever invited you to this hangout, are there waiting for you to get back in touch with them so that they can teach you how to do what they're doing. Hundreds of people have talked about this hangout because it's working for them as well. And our goal for here is to have women on and share their stories as well. Because it's happening. It's happening left and right. So I'll be quiet now. We'll move on to Sherry.
Yeah, well, and one more thing about positioning with the new hub with Wake Up Now can be as sharing deals with your friends on Facebook, and you can build an organization. You can make from home. How cool is that? I do that already. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I could get paid to do that?
Yeah, I just shared a homeschooling thing that I found for math on my wall, and it's a killer deal. It's a homeschool group buy thing, but it's 60% off of this math curriculum that is super awesome for kids who are visual learners. And originally it's $197, and it's on sale for a 2-year subscription to this for $78. And I was like, I wish I was an affiliate of that, because I've got friends that I know are going to buy that, And I think the great thing, is your friends are going to buy what you offer. If you find a deal on something, they're for sure gonna, they're going to go for it.
Well, I know, yeah, with the new Hub 3.0, that was a good point, Sherry. It's being released October 1st, and it's going to be really cool. We already have shopping in there, and you can have cashbacks, savings, discounts on purchases. People are saving more than they're spending, to be involved in this company because of all of the features back there. I mean, and you have the tax software, you have online security software. You have tons of funnels. I mean, Macy's.com is back there. You're going to save, tons of money if you shop at Macy's. Corey pointed out homeschooling things. There's all kinds of stuff in the back office, and we're going to be talking about those as the weeks go on. As well, where you can save money on things that you already purchase, and be able to share, like you said, share that deal online. And then you're making money just by talking about what you bought.
Yeah. So, and mentioning obviously right now is the time because that's coming out.
Yeah.
So,
what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you guys about attracting wealth, health, and the right business partner. So I kind of touched on this before, and same as Corey and Natalie. We also had a $5,000 income goal. It was our first income goal. And because we're like, yeah, we could pay our bills and we'd have some extra to be able to do some stuff. And it was like, yeah, we're going to do it. Well, it took a long time if you look at all the time we worked at it. But then once we got into Neo, and now, like $1,000. 3 days later, $2,500. A week later, $5,000. You're like, what? This happens to like people. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about one of the things I think that really made a shift for me is setting intention. Because your unconscious mind can take in like millions of things every moment. And your conscious mind, if you're smart, to do like 5 to 7. But so you think about it, it's like, okay, so which is more powerful, your conscious mind or your unconscious mind? And it was such a revelation to me because it was, because like in years past I used to diet, right? But my unconscious mind always believed, not gonna laugh, every time because that's what I fed it, that's what I told it, right? So even if I was like super stoked, like for life, yeah, and I'm so excited, working out and eating, it was only a matter of time until it was no, you're done. Conscious mind, well, she's pretty good about it this time, so it'll probably be like 4 weeks instead of like 2 days, When I like, oh my gosh, but that's incredible. It's your unconscious mind because it's almost like when your unconscious mind is aligned with what you are, it doesn't matter as much what you do consciously because your unconscious mind will start to just it's all the little things, right? What you tune into and what you believe your mind wants to show you and reaffirm that belief over and over. And so it was an amazing thing for me. So so if you've been working like we have, in 10 years, and we're not talking like work, we're talking hard work. And not like physical labor, but lots of time on the computer. You're like, I want this website format. Whatever it was. We weren't having the success. We weren't hitting that goal, the $5,000 monthly goal. And it was because my unconscious mind was not aligned with that. It didn't believe that was going to be possible, So if you're working and you seem to be sabotaging yourself, you seem to just not being able to get success, well, then what do, right? Well, good news. Even if your unconscious mind is set to fail or, not hit your goals, whatever it is, right? Then the best thing I can tell you is set an intention. Set an intention for anything that matters in your life. So set an intention around your relationship, and set an intention around your financial situation. Set an intention specifically like this. Before we did the hangout, we set an intention. Before I do a video, I set an intention. I even have a little notebook, and I set my intentions. I write them in here, and You know, so whatever it is. So you want to be sometimes specific, sometimes not. You know, sometimes, you know, I want this to make a difference for people. Or sometimes I'll be like, okay, I want 5 signups from this email, or whatever it is, right? This is going to be the best email I've ever done. It's my unconscious task. I say it out loud. I write it down. I don't care if that makes me geeky. It makes me happy. And it turned the tide, honestly. It was like, you know, and then things lined up. Stuff showed up. I know everybody says this. And I was always like, yeah, right, whatever, when it wasn't showing up for me. But I did it consistently. You know, I have my notebook with me pretty much everywhere I go. And sometimes I still forget, and I'm like, oh, I got to have my intention. Because it does show you what it is you're looking for. But you got to get used to basically like letting it know what it is you're looking for. And you can attract health, wealth, the right business partners. I mean, we are in such a great place because Neo is a wonderful business partner. The amount of influence that Chris has is amazing, and the things that he knows how to do, he's lent authority to us. Us! It's amazing. And Wake Up Now, you know, it's not just a company that is, you know, just they sell app and they have discounts. They want people to have a better life. The reason why the payout structure is the way it is because $500 a month can mean the difference between bankruptcy for a lot of people and not. So 12 people and you're making $500 a month. So, and you're helping build other people as well. So because it's, you know, you build wide down, and they did that on purpose. The amount that they pay out is really high because they want people to have success, but they also want them to be like healthy and happy. It's not just a one thing, and that's why they offer so many things. So I encourage you, back with the person that you sent, that brought you here, invited you, you know, check out what Wake Up Now has to offer. Check out what Neo has to offer, because this is really the best place I've been, and I've been in some good places. Granted, they didn't make me any money. I left them, but I didn't make any money. But here it is, you know, and we would love to work with you. We would love you on this panel right here.
Definitely. That is awesome. Very cool. I love what you said, you know, about setting your intentions in the book. You know, because I know a lot of times we think something, but we don't speak it. And I've seen time and time again, you know, that when you speak it out loud, you know, the first couple times you feel kind of dorky, like you said. You're like, yeah, oh, it's my intention that in 30 days, but when you actually speak it out loud, you know, when you get in the habit of doing that, you inspired me for that, Sherry, because I kind of like tapered off from doing that, and it does make a huge difference when your subconscious mind is in sync with what's happening. You know, your intentions really do come to pass, and it's almost magical. It's like, wow, you know, that's really, really cool. You kind of, you know, the first time you're like, did that really just happen? And then like a couple times later, you're like, of course this is going to happen, and that's why I'm going to speak my intention, you know? So thank you so much for reminding us to do that, and I'm going to probably start writing that down in a book, because I just think that's even better, you know, to even look back on past intentions and be able to, you know, log them coming to be, you know. Very cool.
That's very cool. So what were we supposed to do next? I have a feeling I'm supposed to be next, and I've got, like, I have, you know, with my lovely life, I've got all these notebooks.
Yeah.
And I had a church meeting last night, but I wasn't feeling good, so I had to Skype with them and do it like over the internet, which ended up being the phone because that wasn't working. And now I have no idea what I was supposed to talk to you guys about.
Well, you were going to share our super secret strategies.
Oh my goodness! That's so exciting! Super secret strategies. Oh, well, it's a lot of everything that's already been said, Line yourself up with the right people. If you end up joining something with some stinky people that only want your money and aren't going to help you do anything, you're not going to do as well as you would if you lined up with a team like ours. And I don't mean my team or Sherry's team or Natalie's team. I mean the NEO team. If you guys had any idea of the amount of giving of skills and encouragement that is going on in that room, it's worth way more than you will ever pay for it. Way more. We've got people in there creating videos. We've got people in there creating, text and emails and just anything that you could ever want. It's already there, and we're working on it, and it's getting better and better and better and better. And I think that if you take the time to really look at what we're offering, and you decide that you're going to do it, and you talk to a few people. I know with Wake Up Now it takes 3 people, so you're not paying for it anymore, right?
Right.
Yep.
3 people. Anyone on this planet can find 3 people because it's the whole internet, the interwebs. I'm not a techie person, so it's the interworld, the computer box, whatever. But there are 3 people out there that, we show you how to join the groups. We show you how to create conversations with people without being spammy link people. There's so much value that you can get, not just with our community, but with the opportunity that we're in, that the only way that you could ever not make it is to not do anything.
Right.
I mean, am I right?
Right. I was going to say, it's a good point that you brought up about building relationships, and I think that's huge. A lot of people get turned off because they don't want to market to, their Facebook friends or, stuff. And it's really not about that. It's about building relationships, like you said.
Yeah, and it makes all the difference, because once somebody knows what's in your heart, they're a little more apt to be more open to what you have to say, I think. When I first started out, I thought I had the right intentions, but I still had some selfish stuff going on there, and people could see right through that. They could see right through it. So, I had to do a lot of changing. And a lot of people watching this, you might need to change a little bit too. You might have to. And that's okay, because change, you'd be changing for the better, and you'd also be connecting with all of the people, in the world, not all in one day, of course, but, you connect with a few people, and I mean, if you guys could understand what it's like, maybe for a lot of women online, they're there just because they're trying to take a stinking mental break from their kids and their husband and their responsibilities, and they just want somebody to talk to that'll listen, right? I mean, that was why I came to Facebook to begin with, is not just to connect with my friends, but to just find people that would listen, or find people that I could listen to and maybe help them out. And that was before marketing. That was just human nature, is to connect with people. And if you do that, it works. Yeah. It just does. I mean, I've got so many friends on Facebook, and some that I've never met, some that I've never met, but I consider them some of my best friends. They know me and I know them inside and out, because of just the fun conversations we've had. And when I post stuff on my wall, like, yeah, somehow, by the grace of God, I made 5K last month, they're like, what? Because they know I'm not the brightest bulb in the socket, you know. I'm just
That's not true. She's brilliant.
Yeah,
I'm just
great.
trying to, well, you know, I'm just trying to get by, right? I'm just trying to get by, but learning all of this stuff is so much fun. It's actually fun, especially inside the group, which as soon as you join well, not as soon, but when you join within 24 hours, you'll get an invite email to the Facebook group where
It's secret.
it is secret. It's very secret. Shh, very secret. But once you get in that group, it's like, I don't know. It sounds all hippie-like, but you can totally feel the love. You can feel the love. People are there welcoming you, and you can go through and you can read all of, you know, people's why. Why are they here? What brought them to Neo? And you'll be able to relate really quickly with lots of people because we all have the same desires and wants and needs, and when you can actually align yourself with a group like that has one singular vision to do good for other people and to help each other, it's a little life altering because I've never been in anything like it. I thought I had found it in many other things, but then it didn't take long for me to realize, no, it's not quite what I've been looking for, but it's close.
Right.
And that's not quite it either. But if that aspect of this group and this one of this one would kind of merge, and then everyone was actually positive all day, that would be what I was looking for. And then that's what we've all found. And now that's what you found. That's what you guys that are watching have found. You found it. This is the thing that you are looking for.
Yeah.
It is
definitely.
the thing. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's funny, you know, talk about secrets. There's not really. It's like you pick a strategy and you take action, and then you shift it a little, and then you take more action. It's like the cool thing is everybody, like all these leaders, have videos in there, training videos, and we all get to use them. It's not like, oh, for my team, so me. It is really we're all here together, you know. And
it's really,
sorry.
no, I was
gonna say.
No, you're right.
I did check today. Still has the free trial on Neo. So if you're watching this, honestly, go hurry as fast as you can. Go hurry.
And if you guys mess up, and you sign up and it's not the person that you needed to sign up with, just like put in a support ticket because I can fix that. So like if you're like, holy moly, what if they change it in an hour? Just let me do this and let me commit for 6 months. But you happen to get in and you're like, I've never seen that name before. Let me know. I can fix it. I can fix it so it can be the person who actually brought you here.
Definitely.
I can fix it. So.
And I apologize, Sherry. I get so excited, and I just like want to blurt something out, but that's so like, you know, 9-year-old mentality. But you said the thing. It was like, this is one team, and even, you know, being involved in things in the past where I do feel a sense of community and team camaraderie and stuff, but this was the first time where, you know, there's not a bunch of different little groups, and these guys over here are really doing awesome, and they're being the successful ones, and then this group is trying to see what they're doing, and maybe we can do what they're doing too. It's literally everyone in the network is working together, and like Sherry was saying, I think Corey did too, you know, there's people in there that have been in the industry for a while and they know more stuff, but they're there to help the people that are newer that don't even know. Like you join today and you're a mom, you know, or a person just not knowing how to do something online, but you see, oh, I can make money online, those guys did. There are assignments in the group that say, just do this. Today, go do this. And you just go do that. It's not, you know, like you have to come up with this thing that you have to make your own. You know, you can share other people's results. You know, you can share all of our results. And you're like, well, how does that help me? That shows your friends and your family, and not even them, but people you don't even know on Facebook, that there's other people that are making a successful, you know, life with this, and I'm going to be doing this too, until you have your own result, and then you share your own result. But you know, the assignments in the group, the community in the group where everyone's, you know, have a question, somebody's always there to help you and answer it. If there's a question beyond that, there's support. And, you know, it's not perfect. We're all human beings, and we're all working through it. But it is really, like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm so thankful and happy that we are involved in this. And my mindset really shifted. I know these guys, I think theirs did too. I remember specifically waking up, and my mind had gone from, I got to make money today, you know, how am I going to do that, to now, like, literally, how can I help people make money today? Like, you know, Dawn and I are in the team, and we literally cannot put people directly under us right now, and that is awesome, because that means when people come in and join us, we put them under so-and-so, you know? You know, Susan over here, she needs somebody. I'm going to give her that person. Like, it's a team-building experience, and it's, you know, so much, you know, that whole saying, it's better to give than receive. I mean, it feels so awesome to help another member get bumped up to the 600 club, you know, making $600 a month residual, or help another member get to their first 3, you know. Yes, they're working out there, and they're bringing people in, but they just need a little bit of help. And when, you know, so the next person that comes in our little sign-up link, we put them over there under that person, you know, and we're helping other people's incomes be raised. And I feel like Santa Claus, like every time that happens, it's like, you know, it's so cool. It's like Christmas every day. Well,
yes.
You know,
yeah.
So it's, you know, literally nothing like it. And if you know, I've heard Chris say it, and so I think it's okay to say, but literally, if you cannot make money in this community with these opportunities, then you're not going to be able to make money anywhere else, because it's just so, you know, there for you to do here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we're open, we're transparent. Everything that NEO has to offer is on the group. And the cool thing is that a lot of people aren't going to know right now, but it's, you know, a little bit out of the bag, but there's more stuff coming. This is not it. This is not the end of it. This is just one amazing super opportunity, right? And Chris, and you went too, Sherry, right, to the event that they had? I mean, and they unleashed a whole bunch of new stuff. And, you know, and with NEO, this is my understanding is this is not even going to be the only opportunity. Am I correct, ladies? So this is not even going to be the only opportunity. So, you know, say in a couple of months, or whenever, in a couple of months, when that next opportunity is found, we're going to have that. But the cool thing is when you get people in NEO, they're going to have both of your links. They can join this one or both, and your residual income is just going to keep compounding itself and compounding itself. And in a year, 2 years, we'll be in 8 opportunities. And who's not going to join an opportunity when you're making money in this one, and this one, and this one, and this one? You know? Yeah. Who's not going to join? If all of your team is making an income, when the next opportunity comes, it's going to be more like who is stepping on somebody, you know, holding them down, going, I'm joining this one first. No, I'm joining this one first. No. And you don't get that anywhere else. I mean, it's not easy for some people to recruit. Right. And we don't promise that we're going to fill up your downline in 4 days, but with what we're doing, it will happen. You do some work, and we do some work, and your upline does some work, and your downline does some work, and your team just builds and builds and builds and builds. You're not alone. You're not alone at all. Yeah. You're not.
That's what happened with us. It was the most amazing thing. Leveraged income, right? It was like, holy crap, this is what leveraged income is.
Yeah, we've heard about it, right? We've heard about it.
Beneath us, they're all like, yeah, and they start recruiting, and then we recruited, and it was like, leveraged income, bro.
Yeah. Hashtag.
But it is a long-term strategy, I'll tell you now. You know, you don't want to get in and be like, I'm going to give it a shot for a couple of weeks and wait and see. You want to think long-term. Like Corey said, so in a couple of years, when, you know, I personally am making from 7 ops, right? so I have multiple income streams, and I'm rolling around giggling in my cash, and you're going to be like, why didn't I stick with that? So
Yeah.
stick with it. You know, it is a long-term strategy. It is, you know, and it can help anyone. And I mean, like we said, Corey's brilliant. All have talents, right? But if we can do it, you can do it. You know, really. We're moms, have all the regular things that moms need to do. My house is messy. I could show you if you'd like. You know what I mean? So it's like just regular people. But it happened for us, and it can happen for you. It's action.
That's
Get
right.
back to the person who shared it with you.
Yes, absolutely. Look at your Facebook or your email and figure out who it is and say, just give me your link. I need your link for the Neo Network, and I need it now because I'm not going to let this pass me by. My family is worth it.
That's right.
They're worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. You know, once you get in with the Neo Network, you'll see it. There's a page for you to join Wake Up Now. And I say do it and do them both as soon as possible. Because there's just so many amazing things to be had and to learn and opportunities to make money, but and opportunities to make a difference for other people in their life. You know? So I guess it's 10:36. Natalie, we went over the hour.
Yes.
Did we go over the hour?
And we, you know, when we started this thing, it's like, you know, we've hung out before, you know, without it being live in public, and it really does feel like you have friends over, and we really wanted to, you know, have that here and have you guys feel like, you know, we're all just hanging out in our living rooms or wherever we are, coffee shops, wherever, and we're just chatting, you know, and talking about what we're doing, and you know, it's going to be happening a couple times a week. Our next hangout is Monday, this coming Monday, September 30th, last day of the month. It's crazy.
I have to write that down.
And it's going to be at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 10:30 p.m. Mountain.
A.M. 10:30 a.m. Mountain.
10:30 a.m. Yeah.
What
9
time?
a.m. Pacific.
What time?
9:30 a.m. Pacific.
12:30. 12:30
12:30 p.m. Eastern,
On
Eastern.
Monday.
which
On
is
Monday.
what time Mountain?
9:30 a.m. Pacific.
Okay. Thank you, because I don't live over there. I don't know what time it is over there.
All right.
But it's all good.
You're on beach bum time.
Yeah, on beach one time. But that's the other thing is, yeah, you know, I'm sure everyone watching, they're like, you know, yes, I have friends, and that's great. But, you know, you meet new people and you make friends. You know, I used to be like, I'm good. I have enough friends. I don't, you know, because I'm kind of an introvert. And
No way.
you know, I know,
Not you,
shocking.
Natalie.
But you know, meeting new people wasn't really like up there. But when you get involved in this, you can't help but meet new people, and then they're awesome. So then you're like, wow, I'm so
People
glad.
aren't
Like,
so bad.
I know, I'm so glad. Like, you know, I met Corey through this. I never would have met her, and we've hung out together, and we live in the same state, so it's a little easier to get together. And it's been like, wow, I'm so glad Corey, and I'm really blessed to be able to call Corey my friend. And we're, you know, we're both moms, and we both have some similar things going on, and it's just like able to chit chat and talk and, you know, encourage each other. And then when we meet Sherry, and she's totally on the whole other side of the country, but we're connecting, you know, and we're learning about each other, and there's a lot of, you know, things that we're in common about, and, you know, just getting that camaraderie and that support around you for people that want to help you succeed is what we're about, you know. Yeah, you can go join any opportunity out there by yourself. No one's stopping you, and that can be done, and we don't want to say that you have to be in the community, but when you join a community and you get the opportunity, then you have the support, you have the what we talked about in the group, you know.
The leverage. The leverage.
Rewind the video, watch all the leverage that you're going to get, you know, when you're part of the community of the Neo Network. It's, you know, well worth anything. Right now, of course, it's free for the next 90 days. At least it was 5 minutes ago.
Right. The opportunity charges.
Yeah, and
you know,
it may be different now because you might be watching the recording of this hangout, and there might be a charge there, but it's totally worth it. Whatever it is worth it. And the reason there has to be a charge because credit card processing people don't like it when you have free trials for long periods of time. And so in order to make them happy, we've had to change, and very soon here, if it's not already on there, there will be a nominal charge for the trial. So, but I would suggest getting in now when we're live right now. It's totally free, and you can take advantage of that, and you have nothing to lose. The SOPR, I mean, even getting into the opportunity right away, it's such a low-risk thing. You don't have to go, you know, for a lot of people, $100, when I joined, $100 was a lot, and it's $99 for that one opportunity.
$99.95.
And it was a lot, and I like took a big deeper breath and was like, I sounded Italian there for a second. I took a deeper breath. I took a big deep breath, and I thought, this is really, I can tell this is important, and I'm gonna make it happen. And I really believe that any woman or man or teenager, you know, adult, teenager, grandma, you have the same brain. You can decide to make it happen, and the money's not going to get in your way. And you can do it. You know, you might have to give up entertainment for a month, or smoking, or, you know, you might have to not go as many places so you don't use as much gas, or I don't know what your thing might be. But, you know,
whatever that is,
you can do it. I know you can. You have it in you.
We should tell them. We should tell them really quickly, though. Aside from just the community, which we know is worth the subscription fee, right? We know that it's worth it. But what else are they? What else are they getting, or what else are they going to get?
Well, first of all,
going to get?
What else are they going to get?
Right, for the Neo networks, after the 90-day trial is over with, there's a subscription fee. But we know that Chris plans on doing.
Oh, there's just a whole like slew of awesome things, like tools. You know, Chris is the ultimate internet marketer. He's a down-to-earth, funny, bald guy who wears awesome T-shirts, and he's great. I mean, I really love him to death, and his wife Jessica. They're like, you know, the super geek, oddball, happy couple. And but he knows marketing, you know, and what's being put together is a marketing back office. You're going to be able to have, you know, email autoresponders to send out to people that you can customize. You know, there's going to be training resources back there. There's going to be tools available to make it easier for you to build your business, you know. Right. So the community alone is really like all you
phenomenal.
Need. Yeah,
right?
I mean, the Facebook group, like we just talked about all that, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it's, you know, nothing like it. You know, so much interaction there every day, and but the new back office that will be coming out, you know, at an undisclosed time, is really there to serve the people of the community, and so it's going to have everything that we need and more, and stuff that we don't even know how to use yet, but we'll learn. And, you know, it'll just be even better. And I just have to share one quick thing is I got a text from somebody that's been messaging me from Facebook, and it's so cute. It says, "Give me the Neo link now."
Yeah.
So I just thought that, I don't know if you can see it.
Taking action.
I don't even know how to get it on there, but
Scroll
there you go.
Down just a little bit. There it is. There it is.
Give me the Neo link now.
That's so cool.
That is, you know, that's just awesome, because it makes me happy, because I know for her, it's going to make a huge difference.
It's going to change your life. Yeah. Well, I think you did forget to mention too, one thing about the subscription fee is the leveraged advertising, right?
Yep.
The advertising budget.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That is like.
What is it with me and forgetting all the big stuff?
I don't know, but I thought I'd kind of like slip it in there and say, hey, because you speak well, you know, you do. You speak well, and I'm like,
I speak Italian.
I'm like, well, there's this thing, and they're going to put some money in it.
That's not how you sound, Corey. But thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so the subscription fee for Neo. Why do I have to pay for Neo? Okay, Neo, Chris and Jessica make their money when the opportunities just like we do. They don't need your Neo money. The purpose of the Neo money is to build the awesome back office that we're going to have, because we do need tools, and we do need a back office that functions properly. Not everyone knows this, but the Neo Network site is a beta. Yeah. We're in beta still. Like, we're technically in beta, you know? It's been only a few months that this has been happening, so this is really baby stuff. All the success is happening in like baby beginning mode. Like we're just getting crawling, you know. And so the money is going to go to build the site for everyone to use, and then also the money, 100% of that is going to go to advertising, so that people can be brought in. Like we're going to have a huge advertising budget for the people, not for one person, not for 10 people, not for the best people or the newest people or the oldest people or the youngest people. For everyone in the community is going to be benefiting from the advertising that's going to be happening. And we have a marketing team that's working on, you know, testing, because you have to test. You know, people are like, is it happening yet? No, it's in testing. You have to do A/B testing. You have to find out what people are, you know, looking at, what capture pages are working. Excuse me. What you know, what things are helping people get in and get involved. And so there is testing going on right now, and the advertising will be happening, and it's going to be helping everyone, including you that haven't even joined yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
It is. And I really am just so excited, and we're excited about doing this every week. So make sure you invite your friends. We're going to be here Monday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30
Pacific.
Right, 9:30 Pacific. And the other times you can figure that all out where that is in your part of the woods or ocean or wherever you are. And we're looking forward to having guests on, you know, that have success stories. So that'll be happening too next week. So look for the next event. Make sure you tell people about it. And if you have any questions at all, you can hit us up, hit the person up that invited you to watch the hangout. You know, we all want to be there for you. And so that's about all I had to say. Thank you guys for spending time with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Everybody make it a great weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.